Okay, so how'd this go again? 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Hey, welcome back to Then We Eat. This week on the episode, I'm sure you know what we'll be doing. We're going to do another copycat recipe. So this week, we're going to be making copycat Big Macs. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to whip up the special sauce. So let's get going on that. We have, to begin with, a half cup of mayonnaise. To that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sweet green relish. Then we're going to add a tablespoon of grated onion and the juice that goes with it as well. So we're just going to get that in there. So you may have seen us make the Big Mac sauce before. We did a Big Mac poutine bunch of months ago now, so you can check that out over here. All right, so as I was saying, then we need 2 teaspoons of yellow mustard, a half a teaspoon of vinegar. You can leave this out if you want, but I do find that it does make it taste a little bit more like the Big Mac sauce. So then we're going to have a half a teaspoon of smoked paprika, and we do have a short to show you how we did this. And a half teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and just a quick grind of salt. You don't want very much. I wouldn't add any more than about 1/4 teaspoon. We'll just add a little bit there. And there you got it, some Big Mac sauce. So we'll just go ahead, put that aside for now, and we'll get going on the burgers. Okay, so we have some regular ground beef here. Nothing special, straight from the butcher's, nice and fresh. Now the question is, how do we want to make the burgers? If you are like us, when we're making burgers, we try to not touch the meat very much at all. So all we want to do is just make it into a patty and then barbecue it or fry it from there. With McDonald's and most other fast foods, they used processed beef. And processed is exactly what it sounds like. They just keep mixing it and mixing it and mixing it and mixing it. And that gives it the texture that you get in the Big Mac. So in the interest of staying as close to the Big Mac as we can, I am going to process this meat. Generally speaking, I wouldn't, and I'm sure there's a whole bunch of you out there that are going to cringe. But this is my way of doing it. So we have a hand mixer, we have the burger, let's go. Okay, as cringy as that was, there's our processed meat. That's exactly what they do. They just beat it until it comes out with a different consistency. I've done this a couple of times. We were kind of testing things out, so I know about how long to do it. You do want to do it for like probably about 3 minutes, but you can kind of tell the fat and everything starts to change a bit. So you can kind of tell by the look when it's starting to get ready. So there we go. The beef's ready. We're not going to add anything to it. We're going to season with salt and pepper when we cook it. That's the way McDonald's does it. That's the way we're going to do it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a bunch of 2-ounce patties. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just measure out all the 2-ounce portions, and then I'll go ahead and make the burgers. Okay, so I have a tortilla press here, so I'm going to use it to make the burgers. Be light if you have one. If not, make them by hand. There you go, 1 burger. So I'll get the rest of these done. We'll be right back. Okay, so as far as I could figure from the little bit of research I did, for some reason, McDonald's cooks their burgers from the top. So the heat's on the top, not on the bottom. I don't have any way to do that I could think of. So I'm just going to go ahead and use a cast iron frying pan and give them a quick fry. Remember, these are only 2-ounce burgers. They're small and they're thin, so they're not going to take very long to cook. So I'm just going to go ahead, do up a couple here so we can get the burger built and show you what it's all going to look like when we're done. Just going to give it just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper and just let them fry away there for a minute or two. Okay, so the burgers are cooked. We're ready to get going. obviously in a McDonald's Big Mac, there's 3 layers of bread. There's the outside and inside, and then one piece in the middle. I couldn't find any buns like that, so all I've done is I've taken one of the tops and one of the bottoms and just cut it for the middle. So that's how I did that. Not a big deal. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little of the special sauce in the bottom layer. Okay, so we've got that on the bottom. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of lettuce. Then we're just going to add a little bit of diced onion. Slice of cheese, one of our patties, and we'll get the middle bun on there. A little more sauce. A little onion. A little more lettuce. Pickles. These are our homemade pickles. You can see the recipe for them as well. We did it about, I think in the fall, so a few months ago now. Should be easy for you to find. Second patty. And then finally the top. Okay, so let's give this a shot, see how it tastes. Well, with the exception that the buns are a little bit too big for this, again, that's all we could get, so we are using what we have. But with the exception of that, it tastes like a Big Mac. Sauce is perfect, dead on. The texture of the meat is exactly the same as you would get at McDonald's. So give it a shot. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified every time we upload a new video. We try to upload a new video every Friday afternoon. And don't forget to share it with all your buddies, because I'll guarantee you they'll want to try this. So don't forget, first we cook, then we eat. So good.